Hey guys, it's Sarah. Thank you so much for watching. So today I'm going to be sharing with you my thoughts on a bunch of Jordana products. Jordana is a drugstore brand that I feel like used to be more popular back when it was actually available in stores. Now you can pretty much only find Jordana products on their website, and there's a couple of other online retailers that carry them. The only other stores I know of that might carry them would be Walgreens and Kmart. I don't think my Walgreens carries them anymore. I've heard that they're being phased out of Walgreens, but I have been increasingly curious about this brand, especially because I feel like they're kind of under the radar. They're one of the most affordable drugstore brands, especially when Wet n Wild stopped being cruelty-free earlier this year. I really wanted to try more products from this brand because I feel like they could be a really good replacement for Wet n Wild. And even though they're not super accessible, I still feel like we should give them a chance because, think about it, ColourPop used to be only available on their website and nobody had a problem with that. I feel like this brand has a lot of hidden gems and I wanted to make this video. It's actually upon request. One of you guys did request that I do like a best and worst of Jordana because since you can only order on their website, likely you'd be ordering multiple things at a time and it would be helpful to know which products you should try and which ones you should avoid. They have a really good free shipping minimum. I think it's $25 gets you free shipping. Everything is pretty affordable. Most things are around $5 or less. Super affordable drugstore brand. I feel like they have a ton of hidden gems. A few things I would probably skip, but I wanted to share my thoughts on a ton of products from this brand today. I have tried something from most categories. I haven't tried a foundation from them. I just wasn't that interested in their foundation, but I do have a couple of other complexion products from them, some cheek products, some lip products, some eye products, bunch of things I want to share with you. So I'm going to kind of go in order from my least favorite to my favorite, things I think you should definitely skip, and then really the majority of the things are things I would recommend. So let's go ahead and get into it. Starting with the things I would skip. The first one I would definitely skip, this is my least favorite of everything I've tried from them, is their Quick Brow Micro Pencil. This is so overly creamy that it literally ran out in like 2 weeks. So I just, for that reason alone, I wouldn't recommend it. I also just didn't love the way that it applied. It was just a little bit too creamy. I prefer something a little bit more stiff, but I would absolutely stay away from this. I think it's actually a terrible value, even though it's pretty cheap. It's like, I think $3 or $4. It's a waste of money. The other thing I would skip is their Prime No Pores Pore Refining Face Primer. It's a weird name. This is just something that I feel like isn't necessary. It does have a very, very strong glue kind of smell. It really does smell like Elmer's glue, but like 10 times stronger. I don't know. It's kind of a white color. It blends out clear. The only thing it has going for it, I feel like, is it just feels slightly moisturizing. So if you're looking for a base to go underneath makeup that's a little bit hydrating, it's fine, but I feel like you could just use your moisturizer for that. And as far as the pore refining claims, I just don't really feel like it does that. But I will say it does hydrate skin with a non-greasy feel, like it says. Doesn't really extend the wear of makeup, so I don't know. I think you could skip this. Get one of the other things I'm going to recommend because it's just not that good. Some of the products that kind of land in the middle for me, I don't think these are like must-haves, but they are still good products. The nail polishes. So somehow I ended up accumulating 5 of these. Even though earlier this year I said I wasn't going to buy any nail polish. Oops. The shades I have are Fascinated with Red, which is a very deep kind of fall red. I'm actually really excited to wear this in the fall. Another red I have from them, because I was looking for a bright red, this is the shade Cherry, and this is a true bright red. I have this on my toes right now. Really like that one. This shade, okay, I love all of these shades. This shade is one of my favorites though. This is the shade Blue Phantom. I was wearing this in a couple of my recent videos. Such a gorgeous royal blue. So pretty. I love that shade. Then this is another one of my favorites, the shade Greyt to Wear. This is like the perfect nude taupey color. I feel like a lot of nudes end up being like too beige or too yellowy beige or too pink. Like it's really hard to find a good like neutral taupey nude color. This is it. It has like a hint of like a lilac, a hint of pink. This would be the perfect color for weddings or just a work appropriate nail color. I love it. And then the one I have on my nails right now is the shade Ballerina Pink, which is kind of a peachy, light baby pink. So I love all the colors. I know a lot of people were big fans of the Wet n Wild Mega Last nail polishes, myself included. I still like the Wet n Wild Mega Last nail polishes better than these. These have a more traditional brush. You know how the Wet n Wild ones have kind of a wide brush that makes it really easy to just like quickly paint over your nails. This is just kind of a standard small round brush, which is fine. I don't mind that. And then the lasting power on these isn't amazing. I would say they usually chip within like 3 days. Probably depends a lot on your like what base coat you're wearing and what top coat you're wearing. I always use the Orly Bonder base coat, and they're in a snap quick dry top coat. So it's possible that I could probably be using a more like long wearing top coat with these, and maybe that would help with the wear time, but still really pretty colors. I'm a huge fan, and they have a ton of colors on their website. Like they've got lime greens, they've got some really pretty glitters, they've got all kinds of colors, so many to choose from. So I love that. If you're looking to just add some new fun colors to your nail polish collection, they are a good alternative to the Wet n Wild nail polishes, but I would say they're not quite as good. Those Wet n Wild nail polishes were my favorite for so long though, so it will be hard to top those, especially for the price. But those are kind of in the middle for me. I don't think everyone needs them, but they are fun. I would recommend all the other products that I've tried. All of them. This one is their powder bronzer in the shade Sunkissed. This comes in 3 different shades. It's hard to tell on their website the difference between them, but this is kind of a warm shimmery shade. I don't know about the other shades because I haven't tried all of them. This one actually has a little bit of a red tone to it, so as you're blending it out, it really does make you look sun-kissed. I am wearing this today, but I'm also wearing their Sculpt and Go contour stick, which is a cool toned contour. So you're seeing a couple different things on me right now, but I really like this. I feel like it blends out beautifully. This is a glowy bronzer though, so if you like a matte bronzer, this is not for you. It looked like they were all kind of that glowy look, but I couldn't tell about the other 2 shades. I feel like with bronzer though, I'm really not that hard to please. They're all good to me unless it's like the wrong shade entirely, so take that for what you will, but I do think it's nice. I'm kind of going in order. We'll kind of end with my like tippy top favorites. Okay, these Sweet Cream matte liquid lipsticks. I'm wearing the shade Buttercream Frosting on my lips right now, but I'm wearing it over their lip liner in Rose Crush. So you're seeing more than one thing on my lips right now, but I really like these. They have a lot of shade options. I only have 2 shades, one of them being a very, very light nude and the other one being a really vibrant, fun red orange. Of the 2, this is the shade Mango Sorbet, by the way. Of the 2, my favorite is Mango Sorbet. But I also really like this nude color, especially when I wear a lip gloss over it. But right now I'm not wearing a gloss over it, and I like that look as well. If you're not a fan of liquid lipsticks, you won't like these because they are the kind that does dry down. They are transfer proof. Yeah, completely transfer proof, and they can be a little bit drying, but if you prep your lips ahead of time, if you don't apply too much, just apply a very thin layer, they are nice and long wearing and just beautiful colors. And these are a great alternative to the Wet n Wild Liquid Catsuit liquid lipsticks. They're pretty much the same type of formula in my opinion. So if you like those, I think you would like these as well. While we are talking about lip liners, I definitely recommend the Jordana Easyliner lip liners. I have 2 shades, Rose Crush and Plush Plum, and these are great. They are retractable, so I know some people prefer sharpenable pencils, and they do make some other lip liners that you do sharpen, and those I have not tried. I feel like Jordana is well known for their lip liners, and I have loved these for a long time. My favorite shade, which I don't have right now, is the shade Tawny. Oh, it's just like the perfect dusty rosy nude lip liner color. I just haven't repurchased it, but these are great as well. They're creamy, they last really well. I feel like, again, it's not hard to impress me with lip liners. They're all pretty much the same. I've never really tried a lip liner I didn't like, but they've got a great range of colors and they are super affordable. I think like $2 a piece, so those I definitely recommend. I feel like a lot of people love those lip liners. Okay, their eyeliners, I also really like. I have 3 different kinds of liner from them. I have their Easyliner for eyes, which has really similar packaging to their Easyliner for lips. I have the shade Sterling Blue, and this I'm wearing on my lower lash line today. Really pretty, really creamy. I like this even better than the ColourPop cream gel liners that are retractable like this. I think it's creamier and nicer. I've only tried 1 shade of the ColourPop, but just in my experience. I also have their 12-hour Made to Last liquid eyeliner pencil in Black Point. This is just a basic black pencil liner. This one is you do sharpen, whereas the Easyliner is retractable. Also really nice. I feel like they used to be known for these. A lot of people loved these. I do like tight lining with it. It goes on very creamily. And same with the Easyliner, but they don't last all day in your waterline. But then again, I don't really think anything does. I mean, that's an area that is, you know, kind of wet naturally, so it does wear off, but it does go on really nicely. I don't usually like tight lining or putting things in my waterline, but if I'm going to do that, I do like both of these products for that. And then I also have their cat eye liner in black leather. So this is a really standard liquid liner with a brush. It's kind of deceiving because I thought that this part would be the lid and that this part would be the part with the product in it. It's actually backwards. So this is the brush side. So you get this really long handle, and then this shorter end is where the liner actually lives. And it took some getting used to because I was used to using a pen style liquid liner, so this is just a very different experience. But once I got used to it, I do really like it. This I'm also wearing today. Goes on very black, very opaque. It lasts all day for me. It doesn't claim to be waterproof, but I do feel like it, you know, I don't have issues with it fading off or smudging or anything, so I definitely do recommend that as well. I feel like Jordana is, the things that they've been most known for have been their eyeliners, their lip liners, and their mascara, which I'm actually going to talk about in a second. I'll go ahead and talk about it now because I just want to tell you. So remember when everyone and their mom was obsessed with the Best Lash Extreme Volumizing Mascara from Jordana? This used to be one of the best mascaras at the drugstore. But ever since Jordana kind of stopped getting so much attention and they stopped being as accessible as they used to be, people just stopped talking about this. But I wanted to try it again because I did love it in the past. Now in the past when I tried it, I did really, really like it, but the only issue I had with it was that it was very difficult to remove. So that was why I never repurchased it. It never really became like my holy grail mascara. But I gotta say, now that I'm trying it again, I don't have that same issue with it being hard to remove. I actually think that it comes off pretty easily. So I remember using it in the past and it almost behaved like a waterproof mascara, which it's not waterproof, or at least it doesn't say that it is, but now I don't have that same issue. I've also changed my method for makeup removal though. I think I used to just use wipes back when I was using this to remove makeup, and now I use vitamin E oil and a wet makeup eraser cloth. So maybe that's why it's easier now, but either way, I really, really like this. So it has a very normal brush, kind of a natural bristle brush. It's kind of a narrow brush. It's very easy to get all of your lashes with this and without being messy. The first couple of times I used it, I wasn't in love with it, but once I'd had it open for about 2 weeks, I feel like it really reached its sweet spot, and now it is amazing. You can just keep building this on top of itself and your lashes will get huge. Like, they will look like false lashes. So I am so happy to have tried this again. It is really, really nice. I just wish I could buy it in stores because now that I've fallen in love with it again, I have to go on their website to order it. So maybe I will just order like 5 of them at a time. If you're gonna be placing an order on their website, I highly recommend trying this again. It is not vegan though. I will say that this does have beeswax in it, so just FYI. Getting into last of my favorites, so this Forever Flawless Pressed Powder, this I would say is a little bit more in the middle for me. This does have a very strong fragrance that I think if you are bothered by, I really don't like the scent. If you're bothered by a fragrance like that, skip this one. But looking past that, I really like this powder. What I really like about this is that it just doesn't look overly powdery and heavy. I think that part of the reason for that is because it's a very tightly packed powder. So when you dip your brush in, your brush isn't going to be picking up a ton of product, which I like because it allows me to just do a really light dusting all over my face. But also, I just think I don't know, my face feels like it's been set, but it doesn't necessarily look like it's been set, which I like that. I don't want my face to look like I've just covered it in powder, and I don't want to be able to see the powder. But I do like to set my face just for lasting power and also to make things like blush and bronzer and highlight go on a little bit smoother. So I do really like this. I also like that it looks like a MAC product, doesn't it, with this packaging? So I don't know, I feel like it just looks kind of nice and high-end. I do really like this powder, just my only complaint is the scent. It's really not a good scent. It smells very old lady perfume kind of esque. These are probably my top favorites, these last two. The Jordana Take Cover Full Coverage Concealer. This is so nice. The more I use this, the more I love it. However, it is not full coverage at all. I'm wearing this on my under eyes today. This is more of like your medium coverage, but very lightweight, very quick to blend in, very natural looking concealer. This is not your full coverage concealer. If you want a full coverage concealer, check out the e.l.f. 16 Hour Camo, but that one is like heavy duty. This one is a lot more comfortable, a lot just more natural looking. It really just goes on like a second layer of skin. I love it. This is the shade Porcelain, which I think is the second lightest shade, and it's the perfect shade match for me. Only thing about ordering complexion products online is that you just kind of have to guess. And I love the wand too. It's got like a flat doe foot, and so it just, I don't know, just swipes on so easily, blends out so quickly. I like to blend it out with a sponge. But you could also blend it out with a brush or your finger. I actually think it also blends out really nicely with a finger, although it does take a little bit longer that way, like with any concealer. But I really like this, just don't expect it to be full coverage. But this is honestly becoming one of my favorite concealers. I really like it. And then we have, you guys already know my thoughts on this one, their Sculpt and Go Creamy Contour Stick. This is probably my top favorite. I have it in the shade 01 Light. Talk about a hidden gem from the drugstore. I think everyone needs to be talking about this product. This is like one of the few truly cool toned contour products I've ever seen from the drugstore, if any. Like, I don't think I've ever actually found a truly cool toned contour product. You just don't see that very often at the drugstore. Like I said, I have it in the shade Light. It does come in a medium and a deep as well. I don't know if those are cool toned. I haven't been able to look at them in stores, so I really don't know, but this, I feel like, would work for anyone from a light to a medium skin tone. The way that I like to apply this is I put it on my brush first and then I dot that on. And I am wearing this today, but I have the powder bronzer kind of over it. But this just really does mimic the look of like a shadow on your cheekbone, which I feel like that's kind of the whole point of a contour product. It blends out beautifully. I would not recommend drawing it on directly. I would recommend putting on a brush first or a sponge. I really prefer a brush though. And the brush I like to use is the Profusion contour brush, but any kind of dense angled contour brush like this would be perfect, or just a stippling brush, anything like that, really. Whatever you normally use to contour with, I think any kind of brush would work, honestly. You can even use your foundation brush and just kind of pinch it in. But I love this product so much. I love it so much. And a few of you guys have told me that you also love this and you're like so happy to finally hear someone talking about it because it's really that good. So that would be probably my #1 pick. So just to kind of summarize, those are all the products from Jordana that I have that I've tried. I feel like I've tried a lot. Pretty much something from every category with the exception of like foundation. I don't have any of their blushes, although I used to have some of their blushes. I ended up decluttering them just because, I don't know, this was a long time ago. I think I just wasn't using those particular shades, but I do remember their blushes being beautiful as well. I just didn't need to buy any more blushes at this point in time. But out of all these things that I've talked about, my top recommendations would have to be the Best Lash Extreme Mascara, the one in the black and purple tube. They have a few others that I haven't tried. Just go for this one, trust me. And the Take Cover Concealer, as long as you're not expecting full coverage, I think you will love that one. And the Contour Stick. And then, like I said, I would definitely skip the Quick Brow Micro Pencil and the primer. I just don't think they're that great. So overall, there are way more hits than misses in this group of products I've tried. I hope that this was helpful if you are wanting to place an order on their website. Now you hopefully at least have an idea of what is worth trying and what is not worth trying, but I really don't think you can go wrong with a lot of their products. I mean, I've tried very few duds from them. So let me know if you have any additional products you'd recommend that I did not mention today. I am obsessed with this brand. I'm so excited that they exist. My only wish is that they would be more accessible, but there you go. That is my kind of best and worst of Jordana video. I had a lot of fun preparing for this video and I hope you enjoyed it as well. If you did enjoy, I'd love to have you subscribe to my channel. I upload every Tuesday, Thursday, and Saturday, and I would love to see you again very soon. And I'll talk to you next time.